Hello everyone, this is PJ Campanino from HYPEFRESH, and I have a very special guest for you guys today. He's most notoriously known for his role as the passionate character Tommy Egan on Star's hit TV show Power. Without further ado, Joseph Sikora. Whose idea was it for the last 6 episodes to have it all revolve within a 24-hour period around one singular event?
That was Courtney Kemp, our show's creator. It was her design to come up with that. So there were 2 co-showrunners for the final season of Power, which was Courtney Kemp and Gary Lennon, who are both just extremely brilliant storytellers, writers, that came up with this idea of the movie, the Rashomon, which is a film that takes place from 5 different point of views. So we're seeing really the same event happen, but from 5 different perspectives.
What's the craziest fan theory that you've heard as to who shot Ghost?
Man, there are so many crazy fan theories. I think the one that keeps coming up shows how much people don't want the show to end, and that's that Ghost is not dead, that it was all a hallucination. And I think that another genius of Courtney is that there are consequences for actions. So I think that Ghost dying, because he has to kind of die, right? Mm-hmm. It's a martyrdom in a lot of ways, and he died for the sins of his past and for his incredible and extreme narcissism, where he was always so selfish and only cared about himself. And I think that because his love was so ephemeral and so topical rather than deep, that the character that you see, that this character actually is showing that he's not invincible, like we just saw in the last episode. He doesn't always win. There are consequences for your actions.
People have said in the past, Tommy is the people's champ. He's very relatable as a character. He's also the comical relief, but he's also more of the emotional side of it. How does it feel being one of the lead actors, portraying that role and giving that perspective to the people?
It's a real honor to be on a show that I think is such a quality show, and be surrounded by such incredible actors like Naturi Naughton and Elizabeth Rodriguez, and my God, I could go on and on, Omari Hardwick, Alila Lauren, but everybody is so quality, and then the storytelling is so great. Plus we have such a fantastic crew, and then led by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who's a marketing superstar. It was really a machine that has proven itself to be tried and true.
Sadly, the show is coming to an end.
Correct.
Big,
yep.
Long-time fan of it.
Oh, fantastic.
So what were some of your favorite moments while working on set where you were wow, I'm really doing this right now. I love this. This is something I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life.
Well, one specific moment comes through with I'm going to cherish this. Real out-of-body experience. There was a scene where Ghost and I are in Long Island City looking at all of Manhattan. We're just sitting there and talking about what needs to be done, taking care of Lobos, and I guess that must have been season 3. And I was just oh my God, look at New York, look how beautiful this is. And I'm doing what I love to do and what I've tried so hard for so many years to do as myself. And there was also the Tommy Egan consciousness happening at the same time, so I had to have these 2 different consciousnesses thinking a similar thought, God damn, I love New York.
What are some major differences between working on Ozark as opposed to working on the Power set?
There's some huge differences. One of which is that in Power, and I'm proud of the work I did in Ozark, and I love that show. I'm a huge fan of that show. Chris Mundy, the showrunner of Ozark, is a genius, and I have a lot of pride from being in that show. However, I had very kind of short period of time to make the character. The character is very small, and unlike Tommy, that's a fully developed, not only on the page, but in my heart, and had the ability to portray him for so long. Frank Jr. in Ozark was a product, a lot of what Jason Bateman wanted me to do. And then also I had no influence at all over the trajectory of the character, and the character was more a tool, a means to an end for a bigger and more established character on the show.
Coming up in the acting game, who were some of your influences or people that you aspired to look up to as a kid, being when I get into acting, I want to be just like this or portray these kind of roles?
A lot of Chicago theater actors were huge on my mind. Mike Nussbaum, Michael Shannon, who's also a huge actor and celebrity, who's probably my favorite actor of all time. I could just watch him on anything, and I go watch him on Broadway or any movie that he's in. There was just a ton of actors. I think Denzel is a huge influence on me because he's a guy to me that embodies an actor that has the capability of being a character actor, but also transcends that into being the leading man. That's what I would love to be. Sean Penn gets big ups in my world, and there's just a million actors I could go on and on.